We'll start the meeting at 7 o'clock. Do the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Having a hard time talking tonight, so I'm gonna let Dan run the meeting.
We'll do the roll call. Jim,
Yeah.
Jeff,
Here.
Dan here, Jenny. Okay. We got any guest speakers?
We did.
Yes.
Mr. Wilson, you wanna go first?
Yeah.
Good evening, Mike Wilson, Licking Township Fire Company. Come out here. We've had the contract in bin and just not hooked up. It's all been signed. This is your guys' signed copies from our trustees. I also brought run totals from last year, 2015. We had 86 total runs in Bowling Green Township, our portion. As always, there's 3 sections of this, guys. The run totals are on the front page, tells you what time they occurred, what locations, and what natures, all public information. But it kind of gives you guys an idea, you know, if we're having a wreck on a certain road or something may need to be addressed with signage, something like that, let you know what's going on in the township. Sorry. And then on the second page, you'll see some run totals that are the history of our department back in here somewhere. Isn't there a clip to it?
This one.
Yeah. Yeah, see the second section there? That's the history of our fire department in 2014. Licking Township Fire Department did 1,059 runs. That's the most in our history. For you that maybe don't know, we do have part-time personnel 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's when the most run volume comes in and when we're out of manpower, because most people's at work on our volunteer staff, of course. That stands as a reason. We also added a night crew several years ago from 10 o'clock at night till 6 o'clock in the morning. That operates from Sunday night now through Saturday morning. So we'd have it 5 days a week. No, actually 6 days a week. Sorry. Now we also started an evening crew late in 2013. It only has one person though from 4 o'clock till 10 o'clock. That's all our tax dollars allows us to operate on. We just don't have any more money to spare to put more manpower on. And that at least gets the truck out the door. A lot of people ask me, how can one person be of a value when you need basically 2 people to transport? But the quick thing about that is we're going to get to your house sooner than taking 7 to 10 minutes to get to the station. That guy can be there and leave, and then if I'm on volunteer hours, then I'll just go right to your house. And he can get there, and maybe he can get you started on oxygen, get your blood pressure, put the heart monitor on. So there's a lot of things that one person can do initially to help you in your time of need. But then it will take the other person or 2 more people to come in and transport you to the hospital. But in any emergency, I think we all know that time is of the essence. And that's why we did it, because we had last year, just in that hour period from 4 o'clock till 10 at night, we had 217 runs. And last year, we missed, now let me have that one real quick, sorry. We missed, of the 1,059 runs, 830 of them were done with paid personnel. There was 229 times that just volunteers handled it. And that's kind of a misleading statistic because you say, oh, well, you know, the paid hours did it. But most generally, if you have a car wreck with only 2 people on duty, you still need that 3rd and 4th person for the rescue or the 2nd squad. So our volunteers actually come in and help 8 of the 2,059. They handled about 817 runs, they come and assisted the paid personnel. So even though we were paid, we were still getting a lot of volunteer participation to fill the run card, as we call it, with other trucks, more manpower, and that kind of stuff. And Ben, he can speak volumes of what it takes to get the job done. Of them, last year, we had no crew where we could not get a truck out the door with no volunteers 15 times. Out of 1,059, that's a pretty good record, but it's still not acceptable. We want to be there in your time of need. But there was another 25 times that we were on a second or third run and couldn't find any more personnel to come and help. So we actually missed 40 runs last year out of 1,059. And that we had to call mutual aid 40 times. Okay? And it wasn't because we weren't trying, it's just we may have been on that other run, or we have lives, and we did miss 15 of them. Yes, sir. What's wrong? Okay, don't get your fingers stuck. Give me a minute, bud. So basically, just to show you what paid personnel can do, our average response time when we have people on the station is less than 2 minutes out the door. Okay, now the second number can be misleading because we go to 63 square miles of territory. So you're not running down to the country store at 13 in Jacktown every run, but then you're not going 20 miles out clear up into Brownsville Road up in Franklin Township. But our average response time was, the average response time was minutes 73, less than 2 minutes to get out the door, and we were on the scene less than 8 minutes when we're paid. When we go to volunteer, the volunteers took over 5 minutes to get out, get to their house and get to the station. And then it was almost 11 minutes before we got to the scene. So there's a 4-minute difference. And when you're in need of, if you're having a heart attack or something, 4 minutes does make a difference. But that's the gist of it. If anybody has any questions, I'm sorry I got my little one here from my grandson. And then real quick, there's another sheet, you guys. There's a highlights of what we've done last year. It talks about we added 4 new members, we got our new medic in, replaced our old medic. We performed fire prevention for almost 800 students at Lakewood local schools and the Eagles Wings Academy there, the old Jacktown school. We sent 2 of our members to paramedic school to up their training. We just did it again this year. We just had the fire truck rides and Easter egg hunt there at the church that we participate in. We do all the summer activities with the churches in the area. If they have Vacation Bible School, we go out, try to teach fire prevention there, do truck rides, and give the kids time to relate with the fire department guys so they know who we are and they're not scared of us. The big thing we did, we take care of the concerts up there. Now, just so, and I don't mean to take up much of your meeting, but we do not handle all of the EMS events at the concert. They hire a private ambulance service to handle their runs from the concert. So that's something that we push, that we want done by the concert people, because I don't want to take the resources that your tax dollars pay for and be going up to the concert all the time. And that delays my response if I have people that I can't get out the door with no more people than we have. It's going to delay our response to you. So we do not do the concert, but we do the surrounding, what we call fringe. When somebody comes off the concert site and sick at the gas station, unfortunately we get that call. If there's a car wreck in the area, we get that call. And every once in a great while, we will go on the concert grounds if there's a need to be. But we do all the inspections on the vendors, the site itself for the concert. So there's a lot of work that goes into that. We've written several grants, you guys can see. We haven't been as fortunate in the last few years to get things from FEMA like we were, but we try to write for every grant, whether it be state, federal, or local, that comes through our desk. Some of them you get, some of them you don't, but we're always trying to supplement the tax dollars with grant money, okay? Is there anything you guys really have questions about, concerns about? Okay.
Any big problem spots, any roads? Nothing?
No, I mean freeway. You're out there every time we're out there. We're at 100 runs this month. We're just super busy. So I want to speak one last thing that I really push when I come to these meetings. Early intervention from your fire department EMS service, whether it's National Trails that covers your section of Bowling Green, it's Glenford, or it's Licking Township. Always early intervention. If you're not feeling well, you know, everybody kind of procrastinates, nobody wants to bother anybody, we're all tough. Well, I would rather come out and take a blood pressure, put you on a heart monitor, and say, you know what, we don't see anything here, maybe set an appointment up with your family physician tomorrow. Or there's enough on an EKG strip or what we're seeing that, you know what, let's just take a ride over to the hospital and confirm that nothing's happening, but we don't know until we do that blood test. And that's the optimal way of knowing whether you've had a heart attack or something, because the monitor sometimes doesn't show it. So if you're not feeling good, don't wait till 2 o'clock in the morning. Please, call us at 8, 9 o'clock, we'll come out. I don't have to get out of bed, you know, it makes my life easier too. But it's definitely better for your care, because I told you when we're volunteer, we're gonna be an extra 4 or 5 minutes getting to you. Okay? And I appreciate it. If anybody has any questions, Ben knows how to get a hold of me. You're more welcome to stop by our station. I'll show you the equipment, answer any questions you may have about your fire service. And if there's anybody that has, do not hesitate to tell me you have a problem. I cannot fix what I don't know about. I look that we're doing a fairly good job, but you may have a concern or something that you didn't understand when we came to your residence. Okay? And I'd be more than welcome to sit down and tell you the facts as I know it. And if I can't give you the answer at that point in time, I guarantee you I will research it and find out why I don't know it, and I'll get you the answer, okay? All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Come on, buddy. You go buy Grandpa ice cream cone. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
You never know whether they're
If you have any other things, call me, buddy.
I'll put this up here if anybody else wants to see any numbers. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Mike.
Yes, thanks, guys.
Yes, brother.
We would like to do a fundraiser during the township meetings by serving coffee, cookies, and water and stuff, if you guys would if you would want to. If, we'll just run it by you now, and if you would want to, okay, if not, it's a big deal. But it's for donations, so it's for the township,
Sure. I
okay?
don't see a problem.
And we collected $13 on the half and half bean dinner. We had it last weekend, and that is your half of that. And we'll be doing filling the eggs out Friday afternoon at 6 o'clock. So we need anybody and everybody if we can get them. And the Easter egg hunt is Saturday. Registration starts at 10, and then the hunt starts at 11. Easter Bunny will be there, and there will be games for the kids, and as well as hot dogs and things to eat.
We do need help getting the eggs out also.
Say it again, for filling Easter eggs on Friday.
Friday at 6. So we need help also getting the eggs out and in the designated areas.
Hiding the eggs.
And the hunt's on Saturday from,
It's, registration starts at 10 and whenever they're done. The hunt starts at 11. But there'll be games, hot dogs, Easter Bunny giving out treats.
very good, thank you. $15. Jenny.
Do you want to go? I can do that.
Very good, thank you.
So do you want us to start next month, bringing coffee and cookies in
I don't
for
have-
donations?
I don't have a problem with it.
Because that goes to you guys.
Okay. Correspondence, I don't have any.
Couple things I had on correspondence. Was it $13 for the half and half? There were some books that I received here from the playground Sunday, somebody dropped off. I'll find the different stuff in there.
These here was in the door
Okay,
from the sign company.
okay.
Is that the sign-in sheet?
Make sure there's nothing else.
You got correspondence?
Yeah, I attend several different township meetings around the county this month. Also participate in the Community Development Implementation Strategy, the CDIS meeting on March 5th. I had not one but 2 calls from a Crawford Lipsy. He called and left a message again today. I guess he's the one that owns property at the end of Cooper Road. he has real concerns about the back half of the road. I told him I'd bring it to the meeting so we can talk about that, wherever you want to put that on the agenda. And then Mr. Payne on Mount Hope Road, he's called twice. On the 26th, I took a trip out and see what he was talking about. There's a lot of more trash than normal on the road out there and a lot of tires. So I wanted to bring that to the board. He called back again today and left a message, so he's kind of anxious about it, and it is a mess. I drove through on the 26th, it was raining that day, but 12, 15 tires strewn through there with different trash and stuff. And I don't know, he says it's been there for quite a while, or been building up for a while.
What road?
Mount Hope Road on this end. So I don't know what tires have been picked up since then. I know Jack had mentioned a meeting or two ago that there were, I'm assuming the ones you were talking about are the ones that are back there that you picked up.
It's been picked up for a long time, Jeffrey.
Or those
Easily
ones,
been picked up.
I know, it's pretty bad, so you take care of.
Why don't you call the sheriff and have him come pick some of that junk up and see if we can throw them out there.
So, I guess that's all I got. Oh, on the meetings, I noticed, are there any February meeting minutes? Can you leave that for us?
I don't know which
Because
one.
that, only thing I see here is January 13th, that was a special meeting, that was a junk car meeting, I believe.
I don't know anything else. Yeah, there was last minutes that got passed around.
This is online, so we don't have last month's.
No, that's all I got to was the agenda.
And then I had also on recent meeting minutes, I had asked Jenny, because I never, occasionally she has meeting minutes. And at the recent meeting, she had several of them here that said copy on, like this one here that she brought that special meeting. So I had asked her, when are these meetings being approved and how is it being handled? She sent me a request of actual signed copies. So I understand that a lot of these meeting minutes you guys have approved somewhere along the line because they are signed. But a couple things really popped out to me when I was reading these drafts we just got on the last meeting. On December 30th, I just want the record to reflect that I'm not satisfied with the meeting minutes. Some specific things. The day after that meeting, Jenny had followed up after Mrs. Boland had given her melodrama that evening. I had asked for records of the things that she had said existed. And that email was sent from Jenny to her on December 31st. But there's no mention in the meeting minutes about that, and I think it's important because these are records that have been requested. Jenny followed up and did request them, but they're not in the minutes. I'm not going to belabor meeting minutes, but I would like to understand when you guys are signing these and the process you're using to approve them.
That would be at the business meeting.
That's right here at the business meeting.
Because,
If your signature's on, not on it, you choose not to sign it.
well,
There's a lot of things that you choose not to sign.
there's no mention in any meeting minutes in recent history of meeting minutes being presented and approved. But it's really disturbing, like January 5th, when it's outright wrong. And on January 5th, she sent me those two, and you guys had approved those. Don't know when you approved those, but there's a vote here. It says that I voted no. When I didn't, I voted yes. So official meeting minutes should be accurate, especially on votes and motions and things. So that's all I've got.
Like I said, any of those that are approved would have been done at a business meeting, and if your signature's not on it, you chose not to sign it. There's a lot of things that you choose not to sign.
I don't think that's acceptable, but that's fine if that's your take on it.
That it's approved at a business meeting?
It should be approved with a motion and opportunity for all of us to review them prior to that,
Sure,
and that's never done.
sure, we have that opportunity.
You might, but I haven't had it.
Yeah, it's always been here.
Where's last month's?
Obviously, Jenny's not here, so
That's right here.
Okay, well, there's a good example, and not here.
you're right. Do you have any other correspondence?
No.
Are you gonna remedy the problem on Coop Rider or Mount Hope?
If there's a vehicle available, I'd be happy to do that. After I looked at it, I couldn't legally haul those many tires in my personal truck at once. There are laws on that. There's 10-minute limit, 10 maximum The trucks are all filled with cinders at the time, so I need a vehicle if I'm gonna take care of
Empty
it.
one of them.
You just hop in, open the tailgate, raise it up and dump it.
It doesn't take 10 minutes to empty one. Are you gonna run me the problems on Coop Rider Mountain? Can I count on you to do that?
Do you want the tires placed where the other ones are back there?
That would be great.
Sure, no problem.
So both Coop Rider and Mount Hope will be running by Jeff.
What do you mean Cooper Rider? That wasn't trash on that one.
Whatever the problem is there with Mr. Lipsy.
Mr. Lipsy has concerns with the road itself,
Okay?
so I can't go
What
out
did he
there and run
express to
the...
you?
He said he hasn't called in 7 years. Well, he called twice in the last...
Okay?
Month.
So obviously he has an issue. What's the
Right,
issue?
he wants to know when something's gonna be done with the back part of Cooper Rider Road.
What does he want done? What did he express to you?
He said nothing has been done in 7 years. It's the same old story. We haven't heard of Cooper Rider Road in a while.
Did you go out and look at it?
Periodically I have, yeah.
After he called, did you go out and look at it?
No, not after this last time.
Look at it and see what needs to be done?
Well,
It's
it's,
been rolled in, but it's just mud, you can't do anything till it dries up some.
okay, well, if we could review our 5-year plan. I don't recall where Cooper Rider falls in on that, at least that section of it, so it is something that
Well,
we
we did
should,
half of the last year.
well, it's the other half that they're always concerned about. It's the in-between part between the cul-de-sac and the front. I believe he said he's the property at the very end.
Do you know who he is, Jeff? He was-
I don't think he lives there. I think he's a property owner, but I don't think he lives there.
You know who he is?
He's a property owner.
Yes, you know who he is. He's the gentleman that donated the ground back there for the cul-de-sac.
Okay.
Yeah, so you know who he is. Don't say you assume you know who he is.
I don't think he's a resident, is what I'm saying. All
I see something, put a load limit up there and shut him off taking in 30 ton of gravel. That's what busted that road up. What the freezers tore out.
right. You're saying somebody hauled something?
Yeah, he did, but back there, look, the lane back there goes into that house that you're talking about where he
Yeah,
bought.
a whole bunch of limestone back in there, trucks broke it up.
I went up there and rolled that road in after he did.
So you
it.
think the person complaining is the one that did damage
Just
to
in
the
the
road?
driveway, yeah.
Per se, I don't know if he did it
We
by
don't
contract.
know, but it's, the trucks, heavy trucks were tore up.
I got his phone number if you guys want it. Talked to him the first time, the second time is today, left a message at 770-335-7398.
Okay.
You can't take in big loads of gravel in there like that, Jeff, when it's wet and water running out of the center of the road.
Alrighty. We've done the correspondence.
Safety.
Is that all you got, correspondence? Okay. Safety, I think everything's just up to, safety, everything's up to,
Batteries.
yeah, we gotta get batteries for the Ford. Make sure. Okay. Zoning,
I had no permits for the month. I do have a question for Mr. Chorpenning. Since you're such a stickler for rules, what was the Ohio Revised Code the Board of Zoning Commission violated?
What are you referring to?
I'm referring to the Licking County meeting that you announced that the Bowling Green Township Board of Zoning Commission violated an Ohio Revised Code. You didn't give the code, I'd like to know that code.
It's the minimum requirements for advertising a special meeting.
And what is that code number?
I don't want to quote it wrong. If you'd like, I'll email it to you.
I'd
I
like
can tell
that.
you what it is. Special meetings, there's a minimum requirement of how special meetings have to be advertised. And that meeting did not meet those minimums.
Would you send me that?
Sure. What email do you want that sent to?
BGT zoning? This isn't a personal question, I'm doing zoning right now.
I'm not asking for your personal. BGT zoning at what?
AOL.com, you have it.
Okay, just want to make sure I got it right.
You got it right.
No problem with that at all.
Also on here, you have the discussion on the Wesses. You want to talk to the Wesses while they're here? Mr. Hupp?
Has anything been moved out there, Bob? You have moved stuff? What was moved out there?
At my house,
Yeah.
cars.
Side of the road.
Up by the front of the lane, was there anything moved out
Oh,
there?
no.
Anything moved? You plan on moving anything up there?
Yeah,
You're supposed to tell me what you want me to move. How come you didn't do that?
I spoke with you about it,
Oh,
but,
oh.
Well, the neighbor wants all that stuff moved.
Yeah.
She's
He's
complaining
in
about.
violation of a court order,
Not everything out there is illegal.
okay? So he said, tell him what to move. Mr. Hupp told him what to move.
I don't know.
So you have to talk to
No,
Mr.
That's
Hupp.
not correct. I didn't tell him specific things to move. I just asked him if he would work with us to
Yeah.
move some of the stuff. The things, I mean, what, there was a list that was produced. I don't
He
have that.
received the list. He got it in a certified letter.
Okay, but that, all of that stuff is not illegal on that list.
That's the list prosecuting attorney approved.
It's still not legal. It's
If-
still not.
Then we need to go to court. Then we need to follow through on what we said before. So they can prove their side and they're in violation. You guys received everything.
See, legally, I don't see how they can say anything about traffic.
If it's
Farm machine.
sitting there and not being used, which we have photos for how many years, it has not been moved. It's not being used as farm equipment. It's junk. You have to use it for it to be equipment for the farm. Did you guys talk to prosecuting attorney?
Yeah, this was a couple years ago, sure.
Yeah, but last month we talked about it, and you guys said you're gonna talk to
I wanted
her.
to, I didn't make it.
Okay, so
On that
tractors.
first matter, ma'am, just to back up a
I'm
second,
not ma'am, don't call me ma'am.
what would you like to address?
Who am I?
What would you like addressed?
Who am I? What is my position?
Childish.
It's Barb.
Okay, well, she wants something. I don't need to email you. I've got it right here. So I can give it to you right now.
No, I want it emailed, just like you
Well,
said.
I'll follow up.
I'm
with-
talking about something else now, please
Okay.
email it like you
When
said.
you're done, I will
No,
back up and give you that number.
no, because we went beyond that. I
We're-
asked
we're
you to
gonna back
email
up and I'm
it.
gonna
I'd
do
like an
it.
email,
Alright, we're
please.
gonna move on. If you would just email it to her, that'd be great.
It's 121.22F. All right, and I will follow up and give it to you.
In
If
an
you want it
email,
read
please,
to you, I'll be
thank
happy to read it to you.
Okay, can we go back to what we were talking about?
Yeah.
Sure. I know that there's some tractors on there.
One of the tractors was not on there, the one with the flagpole,
Right.
because it's considered a
Barb.
flagpole,
There's a white car there, if there was no registration tags on that, correct?
right? But if you read the violation that he's under the court order, he's not allowed to sell vehicles off the property. It states it right in it. I gave you guys the copies.
I guess
What else
nobody's
is on the
allowed
list?
to.
I don't have the list, it was produced, I don't have it. Scrap metal,
Uh-huh.
junk, stuff like that.
The boat.
Boat, yeah. I know there were a few things that did get moved, the house trailer got moved, I know that.
I didn't hear you, sir.
The house trailer, I know it got moved, when you remember using it for
Yeah.
storage. I know that got moved. Yeah. Are you willing to work with us on move some of the stuff?
You talking about the house trailer that's got hay in it?
Yes, it got moved, I know that, because it was closer to the road.
Yeah, but we didn't have to move it. We had permission from the court to have it for hay storage. We didn't have to move it. We
I'm a
just
nice
did.
guy.
We just did.
If they have permission from the courts, I'd like to know why the prosecuting attorney
Because she
indicated
doesn't
certain
know.
things. It doesn't make any sense.
I have a
They are
letter.
in violation of a court order right now.
I know we moved to make take no further action on that, a court-appointed decision. That was last month we moved on that.
No, you said you were gonna talk to the prosecuting attorney.
Tabled it.
We tabled it. We was gonna talk to the prosecutors about
Yeah. I don't have an answer.
it. I didn't get, I wanted to get in there and talk to them, but I didn't.
So if you, whatever decision you make, one is already on the table. She's just asking you to make it easier to go through the court system, this, since you're already in violation. If not, the other one's already in her pocket. You already voted on it. It's still gonna go to court no matter how you look at it.
Didn't we just do this last month, Dan?
Yes, we did, they tabled
One
it.
knows what
Yeah, I did
specifically,
make it
what
in and talk to the
tractors
prosecutor.
So
are
we're
considered to be
still
junk.
tabled.
I know the one that has the flag in it that didn't count, I know that.
Okay, so which other ones are you saying are junk and don't run?
Anything that were non-operable, right?
All of them.
All of them will
There's
run.
one that's not operable, yes. I'll move it, ain't no big deal. It's a parts tractor, yeah.
But if they run,
I'll move
they're
it.
not
I don't
illegal.
have a problem with
Maybe you guys should stop over and we'll have a little conference and
Okay.
settle it. So like,
Let's table it this month, I'll talk to you, and I need to go I'll talk to the prosecutor,
Yeah,
and we'll see what we can work out,
yeah, sure,
okay?
yeah. I need to do all that stuff anyhow. I'm gonna have plenty of time, I'm gonna quit work. Retire, really, I really I am.
Okay, I just make a motion to table it for next month.
Can I say one thing? Once all this stuff is done, every little thing that the neighbor guy just doesn't like, I want him to just shut his mouth and leave us alone.
You don't bother me.
I don't know why one person can rule everybody else.
You can't rule me.
Well, I mean, tractors, he doesn't even like the hill of dirt, he doesn't like this, he doesn't like that, he don't like anything.
We can pray for you.
Complain, that's all he does.
Okay.
Manure piles stand.
Zone, map,
Road deals,
unfinished business,
there's everything we talked about.
okay, grant.
Under unfinished business, one thing that was on the agenda was the energy cooperative grant, where we received $3,000 towards a heating unit. There's kind of two things that we'll talk about here. We kind of shot around some ideas for a fundraiser. We have to commit that we're gonna do that by midsummer. So I'd like to make a motion that we go ahead and commit the $3,700 to put a new heating unit in this building, in the meeting room here. We received 3,000, so the township will be responsible for the 700. I'd like to make a motion that we go ahead and approve Houston's heating and cooling, the bid to go ahead and put the unit in the meeting room here.
Okay, I'll second it. You made a motion?
Yes.
Okay, I'll second it. And do the roll
No,
call.
when our discussion, I've got a copy of those, you gave them to me last month. I looked at these, I think that there's no reason that we shouldn't get more bids, we've got opportunity, we got 2 here. And the only reason we have to come up with $700 is the total of the thing.
Sure.
So if we get another couple bids, it's possible that we can lower that 700 off the bat, so I'm gonna move that we amend the motion to accept additional bids prior to, what's the date you said?
I don't remember the exact date.
Midsummer. I mean,
Yes.
we've got several meetings,
A couple months,
so if we have months, I think that's what we should do, but if,
but it has to be done by then, so I don't know what Houston's, what their agenda is, what time frame they have, I don't know.
I don't recall seeing anything on here that they had limitations of how long their quotes were good for. I don't see it here on Houston's.
Is that all the discussion we have?
Yep.
So a motion was made to go ahead and contract with Houston Plumbing and Heating to go ahead and install the heating unit for the meeting room in the township building. The cost was gonna be $3,700, we received a grant for $3,000, so we'll have to come up with the balance. I made the motion.
I'll second it. All in favor?
We'll do a roll call.
Yeah,
Dan was yes, Ben, yes, Jeff?
No,
Jeff was no.
I want to make sure the meeting minutes reflect the
I don't-
motion that I moved that wasn't seconded.
Now, a couple of things. That's the second. Another thing I have is we talked about doing a fundraiser to help try to raise that $700, try to capitalize on the Route 40 yard sales during Memorial Day weekend. I think it's a good opportunity for us if we can get some people in the community on board to help us out. I'd like to head the event up, and as long as I can get some donations, you know, for stuff to sell, and then also some volunteers to help to work it. I think Friday and Saturday are the biggest days. If we can just do a Friday and Saturday sell stuff, and I think we'll do halfway decent at that. So I made up some flyers here I can pass around. Just kind of stating what the fundraiser could be. It says the township has applied for a grant for a furnace and air conditioning unit for the township hall from the Energy Cooperative Operation Roundup. In February, the township was awarded $3,000, which leaves a balance of $700. Money raised from the fundraiser will go towards the balance of the grant. I'm asking for donations of sellable items, no clothing, that will be willing to donate for the furnace fundraiser sale during Route 40 yard sales. These items will be for sale in front of the township building garage on Friday, May 29th and Saturday, May 30th. These are the two busiest days of the sale. Examples of donations: housewares, toys, antiques, furniture, tools, etc. Anything that we can sell. All items can be dropped off. We set up 2 drop-off dates. One was a Saturday morning on May 23rd, 2-hour time frame, and then also on Tuesday before the business meeting from 6 to 7, which would give people time to drop off also. They could drop stuff off here. Any items left over from the sale will be donated to a nonprofit organization, example, Goodwill. If any additional money is raised over and above the goal, the money will be put towards future projects. Any questions or concerns, they can contact me. We appreciate their efforts in advance. Anybody have any problems with that?
I have a copy of that, so you have several.
Absolutely.
You see it?
Yeah. I'd like to make a motion that we go ahead and do the fundraiser to try to raise money towards the balance, the $700.
I'll second it.
Under discussions, any reason, what's your reasoning for not wanting to deal with clothing donations?
There really isn't. There is, I mean, I just don't want to deal with clothing. Sellable items, if we do this, I don't want stuff that's dropped off. I mean, old junk tires, stuff like that. I don't want to deal with any of that. It has to be stuff that we can donate. If we don't sell it, we can pass it on to Goodwill or Salvation Army or something like that.
Where are you gonna distribute these?
I have copies here. If we move forward with it, I have copies here for everybody to take, and then also take extras and pass out to your neighbors and family and friends, and then also a bundle that maybe we could possibly put on the table at the Easter egg times. I'll make a motion that we go ahead and do a fundraiser to try to raise money towards the balance of the furnace.
No, I'll second it. Roll call vote. I vote yes.
Dan's yes, Ben, yes, Jeff.
Yes.
I'll put copies up here. Anybody would like to take one? If you would, please take extras and pass out to your neighbors and family and friends. I mean, I think it's a good opportunity for us, and we'll try and see what happens. Also have some here for Easter egg hunt, if that's okay. Sit them out here, please. Make sure you get those out of there.
Okay.
I have guys now. How do we do it under? Actually, have you heard anything about the tire recycle? Jeff, have you heard anything, Lindsay? From the tire recycle?
I don't think we're gonna be in it until spring, or fall.
You haven't heard anything, any update from them or anything like that?
We have to set a date probably for fall.
Were they awarded the grant? Licking County? I don't know that.
I haven't seen it, but I know that we're not eligible to participate until fall, if we were doing it. The other ones were
From last year?
doing it now. There was one this last weekend, Union Township.
Sure. And if you heard anything, any update on that?
She's probably gonna need contacted by the board and given a date. There's a tentative date if they get the funds. Will you call her?
Let's set up a tentative date. It would have to be fall or spring, correct? Is that what your understanding
Oh,
is?
yeah, the spring would be now, and that would be,
It'd be from last
the
year.
prior one, yeah.
Right. Or do they consider fall after what do you think? September?
I don't know the dates of when things are awarded and when they have to do it, so.
Will you just talk to her and ask her what we need to set up and then we'll decide that at the next meeting, if you would?
That's all unfinished business, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, new business.
Under new business was an appropriation resolution. He has that made out here.
Oh, okay.
She had that last month, but I haven't seen the financials. Does she have those with that?
There is some stuff there, yes, some appropriate resolutions. It says I sent Jeff a copy of the appropriations, and there is a copy for myself and Dan. Don't need to read the resolution unless you want to, just make a motion, since Jeff's already.
I've seen the resolution, but I haven't seen the financials that I have not gotten.
There was, this was passed along.
Top part, I believe, is what she gave me last month.
Pat,
It's the resolution itself.
you didn't see this?
No,
You want to cover that?
these both the same thing?
They are, yeah. As of 3/25/2015.
Okay.
Probably.
Does it say when that has to be done? Because I'd like to review the numbers before I submit to,
She passed along to me that we do it at this meeting.
do we need to do it at this meeting, or we can do it at
That's
this
what she
meeting?
asked, we do it at this meeting.
You already made the motion, right?
No.
I'll make a motion that we go ahead and accept the annual appropriation resolution, report that Jenny has submitted to us.
I'll second it.
Well, under discussion, I'd like to review the numbers, but if you want to vote on it, you can, but I'll abstain if you have to do it tonight.
Do a roll call? Do a roll call vote, Dan?
Yeah,
Ben? Yes. Jeff?
Abstain.
we have to sign that.
Think so, yeah, let's see.
That's the only thing that I have. Doesn't tell you anything.
Would please.
Oh.
Vote, sign up next to it. Another thing, go ahead, that's the way I need that. Skip down to mileage, and get this done. The mileage certification. And he asked that we accept mileage certification tonight too.
What's the number on that total?
What,
23.740.
And that's the same as last year, right?
Mhm.
I make a motion that we go ahead and accept the mileage certification.
I'll second it.
More discussion. Roll call, Dan.
Yeah,
Ben, yes. Jeff?
Yes.
What's the date today? 31st, right?
yeah.
Sign that, please.
these are just copies, that's just the breakdown. Oh, nice.
Okay, then we got the, or,
And ODNR.
ODR grant.
The grant that we received through ODNR for the park improvements, we had received copies of the contracts. We need to, if we wish to do so, sign both copies, send them both back. They will sign one and return it to us, and then we can move forward with the open park.
Is that copies or is that all one?
There's two of them here, both of them need to be signed. And sent back.
Right off the bat, you know the deadline, we need this back.
I do not have the top of my head, but they said the sooner they got it back, the sooner we could start our projects.
So there probably is a date of some kind.
Just requires one signature on there from one of the trustees.
Have you read the whole thing? Because at the top there under A, I don't, are we committing to these things that are actually on here?
It'd be a contract.
Because, I'm not so sure that we were doing all these things that are listed.
Anything that we don't do, we just can't take the money for. We would have to return that portion of the money to them, or just not use that portion. It was all spelled out, broke down cost analysis for everything. Yeah, because this doesn't, I mean, there's more than what is even spelled out there, so.
Yeah, that's another point. If it's not on there, you do it, I want to make sure it's there if it should be. If you find the date it's due, that would make a difference because we've got time to review it, that would be better.
I don't see a date. I'll make a motion that we go ahead and approve the Nature Works local grant program, state local project agreement, paperwork. Tonight, takes one trustee's signature to approve it, to sign off on it.
I'll second
This in here.
There's more discussion, Jeff.
Well, I'm concerned when it's due because we'd be better off taking the time to get it proper. So we don't oversee anything. Just, do you know if the grant here specifies when this part has to be back? I don't recall seeing that part.
So when I spoke with them, they said the sooner, we just got the payroll, the sooner that we return it, the sooner that they're gonna be able to sign it at one of their meetings, the sooner we'll get it back to start our projects. But we can't start anything until we receive back a signed copy from them.
Jenny did finally get me a copy, this is it right here, she left it down here, of what was sent. This book was supposedly what was voted on, and this is what was to be done. And this is what was actually submitted. And I did see some stuff on there that didn't match up with what was voted on. So it'd be nice to take a look down through and try to figure out what's happened there.
Okay, there was a motion made.
And then also, well, discussion, right? And here, there was a reference in this newer one that said that Lowe's was doing the fencing. And I'm kind of concerned about that because I think we should have the opportunity not to lock in at a certain vendor because, and it wasn't in this that was submitted, that was voted on. But in here, it talks about Lowe's is doing fencing. So that kind of concerns me, because then we can't bid out the fencing. Because if we go by what was actually here, it was, until it was submitted, then,
That's kind of irrelevant because they allotted us X amount of dollars for the fencing, so even if we come in under budget, we can't use that money for anything else.
well, it is relevant to me because we're saying this specific vendor is getting that part of the project, where that was not in what we voted on. And there's no reason that we should lock ourselves into that. I don't know how else I can explain it. But that's not what was voted on, and it appears here that Lowe's is doing
It's
it.
an aging population.
Yeah.
There's a motion on the table. We'll take a roll call vote.
There's nothing here.
Dan,
Yep,
Ben, yes. Jeff,
Abstain for reasons I just explained.
we need one signature on it. Would you like to sign it?
If
Make a
you don't, if
motion.
you don't mind, please keep the profanity to yourself.
I'll make a motion that we go ahead and have Dan sign the contract for the ODNR.
Wasn't there already initially on that motion, wasn't it that you were the one in charge and your name was listed on the signatures? I think it was.
Maybe I'll send the other stuff in, he's just approving it, it just takes more to approve it.
How's it read at the bottom? What's it say?
This is Bowling Green Township Trustees. That's it. It says signed by, and then their title.
So you're both signing it? Put the title?
And
One of those is gonna be your township's copy?
no, both of these need mailed back to ODNR.
Okay.
Okay, it will go to their meeting. They will sign one. The one they sign will be sent back to us.
Are you gonna send those in, or Jen's?
Jen
gonna-
will send those in.
Okay. Can you put a note on there that I'd like to get a copy of one of
They
those?
want to maintain this,
I'm not talking about after approval, but now, so we can see what
just the way it
you're doing.
okay,
Done with that.
like I said,
It's done with all her stuff.
public comment. Is that all under new business?
There's other grants out there that I looked into and a couple other people looked into. Does the board have a problem with myself sending in grants that aren't gonna cost the township any money? If we send in a grant and it came back that we had to pay a portion of it, we can always deny it. We can always turn it down if they only fund part of the project. I know some of them were like Home Depot, Sherwin-Williams, stuff like that. They're smaller grants, but a lot of them have a short time period from when they open to when they close.
I'm all for it.
Jeff, do you have a problem with that?
Yeah, I don't see any reason why you can't share it with the rest of the board, because.
I don't say it's a problem. I mean, it'll get shared with the board.
I mean, before you do it, not after you do it. That's what you did on the last one.
No, absolutely not.
You did.
No, absolutely not. But maybe it'll
You
get,
refused to give it to me for 30 days. It's all
it
documented.
refused to give you anything. You got a copy of it, right?
Called in and lost all the
30 days after, yeah.
You got a copy,
I wanted to
right?
know beforehand.
Did
So
you
we
get a
can all
copy?
have input.
Did you get a copy?
30 days after
Did
you
you
get
get a
it.
copy?
You handed it to me right here.
And it came to this board.
30 days after.
Did it come to this
My
board?
point is,
Did
I'd
it
like
come
to
to this
see
board?
it prior to you applying, so we can get input.
Okay,
from not only-
here's a scenario. What if I'm online and I find a grant that's due in 2 weeks and I just find it tomorrow? And it's gonna be before our next business meeting. Throw it in the trash and forget about it? Is that what your suggestion is?
Services, businesses, restaurants.
I'm asking you.
That's your.
No, I'm asking you, is that your
That's
suggestion?
you a question.
So do you wanna lose that opportunity? Yes or no, I'm asking you.
Pretty simple.
It's not simple. The
Well,
fact of the matter
Jesus.
is, these grants don't just pop up like that. If you find
You're
one,
right, they don't, but I don't have, it doesn't pop up on my computer every time that one comes up. Maybe I'd be researching them.
you got my phone number, give me a call. That way I can look at it too. What's
So
wrong with that?
that's so he can call them and have them decline it because of harassment.
No,
See, this is all a bunch of conjecture.
absolutely not.
Conjecture.
Yes, it is.
Except for
Let's
I
talk
believe you
about
also.
You're
loads.
talking about something that hasn't even happened yet.
Undue
That's why we're
harassment
discussing it in the
for
board
loads.
here.
Well, I'm gonna request if you find something like that, give me a call. I'd like to look at it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Do you ever answer when I call?
Sure.
You do?
You leave me a message, I call you back.
You answer when I call? Cause you don't. How many
If
times,
I'm there,
how many times have I called you, Jeff, about snow plowing and you never return my call? Honest answer out of your mouth.
very few.
Very few.
Because I
That'd be
return
very
calls.
few times that you went out and plowed snow, you're right. Okay,
No, those
I've
are
called you
yours.
numerous times
And not leaving messages.
Are you crazy? And
No,
told you,
I'm
look
not
out the window,
crazy.
Jeff, it's snowing,
Yes.
we need help plowing. Numerous times, and you've never returned my call.
So you've gone from, you want to
No, I'm
apply
not,
for grants.
no, because you're saying you
phone
return my call every time I call, that's bullshit. You're wrong.
No, that's,
I need to argue with him, man.
It's not, it's a joke.
You can't argue with
It's
the
a joke.
so the discussion goes from you applying for a grant.
We're not
that
done
you
with
haven't
discussion, I'm
found
gonna
yet.
get back to it.
Okay, well, when you get back to it, let me know.
There are grants that come up periodically that have a short time frame. Okay, or I don't catch them as soon as they are available, and I might have 2 weeks, 3 weeks to apply for this grant. Is there a problem?
There's no problem.
If it's not gonna cost the township any money, if I submit a grant and they come back and say, look, we can only pay for half of it, I'd still bring it to the board, I'm gonna bring it to the board and let them know, hey, I submitted this grant. And they say, we're only paying for half of it, we say, we don't wanna cover the other cost.
Well, why
We can
not,
deny it.
why not allow all three of us that opportunity?
Sure, absolutely.
Well, then change your motion to reflect so that if any trustee runs across a grant, they can go ahead and apply with the fact that the township can deny it later.
Sure.
If there's funds.
As long as the
Sure.
deadline falls before the next business meeting.
Gee, if you know about one now before the next meeting, let's talk
No, I'm
about it.
asking, I'm stating that, as long as the deadline falls before the next business
Do
meeting.
you know about one now?
There's all kinds of.
Those ones that
So
you're.
just, just allow equal opportunity.
Absolutely,
Yeah, so go ahead and
absolutely.
clarify your motion if you don't mind, and we can go ahead and vote and be done.
We've got a lady over here who'd like to ask a question.
Isn't it for the betterment of the community?
Absolutely.
Then what is the problem? Doesn't everybody have the capability of going online and looking for grants?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that was my question.
There's free money out there.
But you can't apply on behalf of the township without, but that's the.
I would have a problem if, I'm gonna use Dan's example, if you apply for a grant for something and they said you have a 50% cost share,
Right,
why would you apply for it, before bringing it to the board,
Right.
Because it's probably gonna get turned
That's
down.
all I'm
saying. right, and I understand that aspect, but I don't understand the argument. If everybody has the capability of going online and looking for the same grants, then go online and search for it if it's for the betterment of the community. That's what it's all about, that's the bottom line.
And each grant, it's not that we can, some grants specify what you can ask for. Sherman-Williams, do you think they're gonna allow us to buy a new tractor? No. Okay, it's gonna be for paint and stuff like that. So, you understand what I'm saying, so we can't just look for grants that are gonna be for this one specific thing. It's gonna be a broad range of things.
I would like to know how one trustee has the right to get on and run his mouth, the company that you got a grant from, without having the other two there when he's doing this.
Well, it's a shame that we lost out on that grant,
It's more rhetoric, and you continue it, don't you?
It's just a shame.
You're just
what happened.
Now, those are,
You affected the
You
community
sabotaged
by
it because it wasn't your idea.
We're gonna move on.
And you sabotaged that
if you don't
Lowe's
mind
grant.
clarifying what you're doing,
Wages.
so we can all be on the same page here. 'Cause if
You're
it's
not
just
even in the same book.
Alright, what would you like to hear?
Yeah.
What would you?
In the
like?
motion,
Yeah.
I think I already explained that, we all have the same opportunity to do
Sure,
that.
absolutely, I agree with
I
that.
don't have a problem with that, nobody can commit funds, you can't do that,
Well,
okay? And so as long as anyone can do that, and there's no funds committed,
He'll lose it for you.
don't know if we need to make a motion, we discuss this, I mean, it's gotta, you know, bring it to the table.
Well, I wanna know exactly what it is that we're doing.
Why did you?
Haven't you been listening?
I very much have.
He wants him to repeat it 10 times.
What
Just so if he makes
are
a
the
little
meeting
mistake.
minutes gonna reflect? What are you gonna have written in there that this motion says?
Hey Jeff, poor thing, go out there and look at that green thing you got out there.
So you don't screw
How
it up.
many bids, did you get for the hurricane?
No, this is just my words. So you don't screw it up for us, I will have something for next meeting, okay? Something drawn up on paper so you can see
Okay,
it.
so I move
That
that
will
we
give
table,
each person at this board an equal opportunity to write those grants,
I
okay?
move that we table this until the next meeting. Is that good for you?
You signed that contract there, Pat.
Alright, that's all, I think that's all I have on.
Okay.
I moved to table, wasn't second.
I moved this table outside.
Alright, we'll move
It's
on.
not, it's not
Alright, we're gonna move on, we
It's
have
not.
public comment next.
Are we tabling it then?
Rip you a new
We're gonna
ass.
do it by motion, just for table.
Jeff tabled, or made a motion that we table, and I second it. All in favor, Dan? Yes, yeah.
Yes.
Can you clarify that motion, please?
Now, you're gonna have that at the next meeting, you have it prior to, could you?
We're gonna move on, Jeff, I'm tired of hearing you, okay?
Now, so,
Okay.
we can do it faster if you get it to me in advance.
Oh,
And I can review the motion
I'll have
before
it
the
to you at the
meeting.
next meeting.
Okay, so you're gonna,
Maybe I could call and read it to you over the phone and you can listen to it.
whatever, I'd appreciate it in advance if you can find a way.
He's part of it, setting the meeting.
Alright.
Okay, public comment.
I'd like to know how many guys voted on that hurricane you got sitting up there, Jeffrey, before you bought it. and
Yeah,
had
how
to
many
pay for it.
bids? Because we never saw those bids, did we?
There's plenty of records on that, I'd suggest.
Really? Where are they? Where are they? We'd like to have copies of those. Can you send me those, please? I'd like them sent mail.
I think you should contact the fiscal officer, she can get
No, I'm
you.
asking you.
There's a box she brought right
Talking
over
to you.
there.
Talking to you. Can
I
you mail me
answer.
that?
Okay.
Talking to you. That's a yes or no?
I answered you, contact the fiscal officer. for
That's not an
paperwork request.
answer.
It is an
Yes or
answer.
no? All the bids on that hurricane, let's see them all.
You don't know how to say yes or no.
I know,
Okay.
but it's
That's,
fun trying to get him to say it.
That's real
Any
stellar
more?
there, Dan.
Yeah, I'd like to
Let's
know,
elaborate,
when he
Dan.
carries them books down here and puts them in there, why can't you carry them back and put them where you got them, so we don't have to fall over them?
Because that's how
Get
he
it in his
draws.
eyes.
Okay, go ahead.
On your fundraiser thing for the township there on the $700, you may have talked nice to Pat, and she may do a little picking and grinning for you. You know, she can liven people up, even dead, you know, they come back to life, and she gets out there and starts picking and grinning.
Sell phosphorus there, donate some money.
Okay, I'll make a motion to pay bills.
Anybody else have public comment?
I got one. Is there a deadline for the grant? This big grant, is there a deadline for them to receive the contract?
I didn't see one on them.
Because I sure as heck wouldn't, let that continue to go. You know, but that'll go the way of the Lowe's grant.
Right.
You two trustees
We signed it.
need to
Yeah,
keep
we already signed it.
this trustee out.
There's a time
All
frame.
right.
There's a time frame when you have to complete your project, I know that.
Yeah.
Oh, then we need to get that, you're submitting
That's
that
not how
now,
the
right?
process in government's supposed to work, you're not supposed to exclude one of the members or part of the members from the
Why, you
process.
excluded them on your Lowe's adventure. You didn't tell them that you were going to Badger Lowe's.
Well, when the record request, if it's ever filled, comes in, I'd like to see all this documentation of this narrative that's been played out here.
Okay, look,
That's
You
all.
know what you did.
I would like to invite the 3 trustees and anybody that want to come over to my place and look around, but there'll be no yelling and carry on. To come on over and see what needs to be done, and I'll work with you.
okay.
I'm a good boy, huh?
Jeff's not gonna attend because it's not an open meeting, so
Oh,
he's not gonna be there.
Well,
Unless you put up special, you know,
He's welcome to come. His opinion would be, you know,
Absolutely.
it's important just to be at 3.
I like to see him get, what's gonna happen about the tires,
What's that? Something else.
is he gonna go clean the tires?
He said he's gonna run into a problem.
Yeah. Okay.
Any other public comment? No.
I mean,
think
we should
there's
do
a lot of
that.
people who won't run for trustee next time around. They won't be able to talk. You was, too on me of that business.
The question of writing was about the 150 years on the street.
Hey, Mark, it's right here.
Okay, that's what it's not my page.
Going that way,
Like that?
Rosenberger is 16.3.
Hey, you guys, you know, the travel agency.
First check is due for a lot of parts,
You know, the travel agencies on our road. It's listed in your comprehensive.
What's the status on the
And I
detail
think
check?
it must be kind of old.
What's the status on the big bill? The one that's disputed.
It's
We
listed,
haven't paid it yet,
it's listed on here.
Is it near down or the big one? It
I
was,
think it's another thing, maybe it's higher than us, but
It's not on the back of this.
she just voided the other one apparently. We don't have an update. Again, this is 3116, it's for Dutro, 4594 for a belt.
Agency.
What vehicle was this in?
Nobody does.
The belt?
That's your tractor, backhoe.
Or does that?
Next check is Bart Sedan, $150.
I had one in my knee and one in my hip.
Okay, this is for Easter candy, $150. Dave's got a motion nice enough for that.
Yeah.
I gotta pretend you.
Jeff Chorpenning, check 4587, 623.25. This time it's signed by Dan and Jenny. Can you sign this one tonight, Ben? Is that you signed or Dan? Did you already sign it?
You want it?
I want Dave to sign it. Bart Sedan, $72.56. Check 4595. Mileage and tone.
Oh, I got 3 boys who could do that.
Oh. I told you inside, but
Oh, absolutely, yeah, and he's on spring break this week, so he's not home today, he'll be home tomorrow.
Check Richard Hedges, $177.48.
Yeah.
Check 4599.
Absolutely.
she's not getting one.
There's over there where you went to school.
Did you really?
Yeah, you went to school there.
I might have pictures of you then. I bet you I did.
Football star.
Okay.
We didn't know what football
You're not
was.
signing
No.
this? Is that your games again? Thank you.
Yeah.
Just like you didn't sign checks, don't worry about it.
They play basketball, outside and inside.
Iowa Public Lending Consortium, 4592.
What was the last?
$4,607.49.
45? 45?
You mean in high school?
When you closed it, yeah.
I guess I should put Vanburen, that's why I couldn't find
Oh, like you knew when Paul Watkins graduated, that's when, somewhere in the 40s.
Yeah.
Did you write your name back there behind it? You didn't write your name back there behind the stage back there?
For some reason, this check code is different
Says
than
you're
yours.
always put us as Perry County.
Buzz?
But,
Okay. Did you scratch your name in the?
no, but,
Here,
you can go from,
contracts. something.
Didn't they have
Picture.
something like
There's a picture
I
of
don't
it.
know what, yeah, I expect they didn't.
Do you have any idea why the total is higher on the invoice than the
Got a girl behind, I don't know what her name is. I'm gonna tell Nancy.
You go on.
I couldn't find it.
4601, Barks League,
You ring the bell
147.6.
with it once in a while?
Yeah.
Do you?
Higher on the invoice than it is on the check, right? I'm not sure, so she underpaid it, I'm not sure if it was underpaid, maybe there was a credit, I don't
So
know.
ring the bell.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
16563.
No,
Checks back to the Asper. Is that how you're leaving that or what are you doing?
Yeah, sure, is that on there?
I'll bet you
Oh,
that.
Why would I leave signed checks down there?
So you can pick them up?
Farm tour.
4603, $192.22 on market.
You live there very long?
But that's right.
We purchased it. 2013, but then there was no heat in it, so we had to put furnaces and stuff, so we lived in an April.
Last one, looks like, Beaverfield Oil Company, 4593, $534.28.
Yeah, that's for people to take home.
Fuel. Where's your check against that?
Where's that there?
You want to pass it out? About Dan, about Jenny's check. And not pass the beans or yours or mine.
What is it there in the daytime?
All the time, yeah.
It says, this point, 16563
We're getting it together, so.
Can't find anything saying.
This is the last one you're going to pass.
Yeah.
This is the last one you're going to pass.
I do.
And you know, maybe we'll send them
She knows how to do all these grant
down there. so they can
Yes,
see-
thank you.
Can't
Hey,
find
Iris,
the information.
keep those with you. Keep all of those.
And this is the Easter candy, that check went around already.
It's like, no, it's gonna stay right there.
$150.
might be different ones.
January 13,
Yeah, there would be real, that house would probably
special
cave in.
meeting.
That big beast out there.
This is the one that you held, you didn't want me to know about, why would I sign that?
There's a good thing.
There it is.
Sign sheets for the zoning,
You know,
okay, these are her
Government
originals.
Farm
I gotta have
Retreat
copies of those.
Education Center.
I believe this one was advertised.
It's part of
This was
the-
advertised at
It's
the
gonna
newspaper.
stay exactly.
Yeah, I know, you were.
So it was probably advertised and you had the opportunity to be here.
No,
Are you serious?
yeah, I'm
You
serious.
just chose not to.
You called Dan and you decided you were gonna have that meeting.
I called behind it, didn't they call me?
It is
At
business.
the meeting, you said you talked to, I don't know how it came about, you said to.
Don't assume, don't assume.
Did you not? You said you did.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
You had the opportunity to be here and you chose not to.
No, I did not.
Then the day
I'm not sure.
I wasn't.
Farms and Retreat.
You're not behind the bank
Operated by
reconciliation.
Tuesdays.
No?
Patty Bowl.
Wednesdays.
It's a bed and breakfast. Now that's not agricultural. Classroom.
I asked for
and
records and I
organic
still don't have them, I asked for copies of
complete with
deposits and all kinds of
dairy
stuff.
goods,
I don't see them here.
all rats.
Yeah, I'll walk you home.
Darren?
See you later.
I'm gonna leave Bonnie's check here.
Bed and breakfast is not considered.
No, we didn't do nothing.
Oh, really? Was it today or Saturday? No, you said you saw me Saturday. Yeah.
What kind of businesses are we allowed to have on our road and in the township? Are we allowed to
You have to
have,
ask the zoning inspector.
okay, are we allowed to have a bed and breakfast?
I told him
I
last
don't
time, I
know.
said, well, I said.
Well, I can tell you there is one.
We don't know.
You'd have to ask the zoning inspector.
Right, it's on here. It's Miss Bowman. She's got it all advertised
You
on
don't hear
here.
anybody chuckle and laugh anymore, so.
She's got a bed and breakfast.
Very good, very
Butternut
good.
Gardens.
I didn't know I had this, I wrote it.
She also,
Important people living next door to my junkyard, you know that?
Property value went up, didn't it?
Heck,
You
yeah.
know, they,
I'm trying to think what the other businesses she's got. She's got another business too.
How about,
I think what the other business is.
Okay.
hey,
I didn't know.
sir.
You know what you're talking about. I didn't know.
Yeah, she don't have a sign or anything.
Tomorrow,
So,
work on getting that,
I have fun.
Crown Victoria out of there.
Yep.
There it is, right there.
Vacation.
Butternut Farms Retreat. It's right across the street from us. What's your question about it? We're illegal, is that? The bed and breakfast is right across the street from us?
Well, I need to get our people down to the
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, I'll see you.
Has the phone number, you can call them.
That's Patty Holden. You know who it is.
You're asking if it's
She's got a bed and breakfast. Is that legal or not? It's not agricultural. She's been doing this for years, ever since she split that land off. Been doing that for a long time. We don't bother her.
She ain't done much in the past year, has she?
I've advertised on there.
Oh, really?
If she did it at all, it was illegal while we were being prosecuted. If she did it at any time,
Well,
just last month's checks on here, huh?
I don't know, Jeff, I don't do the accounting.
that's a physical officer's job.
Yeah, please.
Do I need to leave her a note on this, or can you do it? I'd like a copy of these checks that are on here.
You call her and ask her.
Do you know if she's home or out of
I
town?
don't know, Jeff. There's two signatures on it. You sign the bank papers, right? I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Meeting is adjourned at, I'll say 8:17.
Still gonna look at this, even though I can't sign it now because the meeting's over.
Lights out.
Are you taking this stuff to her then, or what?
That's it, I wouldn't leave it with you, that's for sure.
Alright, I'm gonna just make a note on here that I want copies of this.
Bank records. She ain't gonna do nothing to,
He sees this every month, sees the checks every month.
sign every check, ain't no
Okay. Who's locking up?
You usually beat feet anyway, so we usually get it, so.
What's that?
I said you usually beat feet out of here anyway, so we usually get it.
So you're locking up?
Yeah, we'll walk it up.
Alright.